Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be dealing with the Computer Studies Paper 3 of WAEC 2023. This video will be particularly for the question 1. This is a word processing document question. So you can use any word processing application of your choice, but in this case I'm using Microsoft Word. Okay, so I am going to be using this website for the videos that I'm going to be doing as it regards WAEC past papers, except when I can't find the questions here, then I'm going to look for the actual question and use that. Okay, so the question reads: as an employee of an IT company, it is your responsibility to see to the administrative matters of the company. Use figure 1 to draft an agreement form that will be signed by every trainee in the company. So basically you are requested to create something like this. Okay, so this is a sample given to you, and the rest of the instructions are down here. Okay, so I'm just going to read the very important ones and skip a few because I don't think it's necessary to read everything here. Okay, so it says use a suitable application to prepare an agreement form with a company name of your choice. So here you need to choose a suitable application. So like I earlier mentioned, it's a word processing application that is suitable. So your school would likely have Microsoft Word. Yeah, okay, so that's what exactly I'm going to use in explaining this very question. Okay, so the rest of the things here are basically the instructions. So let me just quickly run through the most important ones. The heading font is in Bookman Old Style and the size is 15. So take note that the heading, which is the agreement form here, okay, it's in Bookman Old Style and the size is 15. Okay, so apart from that, I don't see anywhere that any font or any font size was mentioned. Okay, so you're free to use any font or any font size of your choice in the body of the agreement form. Okay, agreement between the company and trainee as shown in figure 1 with the heading. Okay, so this is the figure 1 that they are referring to. Okay, terms of agreement such as this. So all of these are already written here in the sample. You can see there. Okay, must be in bullets. So this one is the very part that you need to take note of. Okay, provide a space for the director to sign on the next paragraph towards the right margin as shown in figure 1. So basically they want you to reproduce this basically. So the only thing that you need to change is the company's name. Okay, you need to include, to use any company of your choice here. Okay, then every other thing will largely remain the same. Every other thing will largely remain the same. So they just want to check your ability to recreate that very agreement form that you're seeing there. So all these other things described here matches exactly with this very sample given to you. So the only thing that is not included is that you need to insert a watermark showing your index number, and then you save with your index number in the folder created on the desktop. Print your work and submit to the supervisor. Okay, so unfortunately there is no sample image here. I think the link is broken. The image is not here to show us the sample of the mark scheme. Okay, the sample of the mark scheme. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open Microsoft Word. So here is my Microsoft Word. So I'm going to go to blank document. So basically this is where you begin to type your work from, but before you do that, it is important for us to do something. Please go to your desktop, create a folder, and then you can give it your name and your index number. Okay, so this is where you're going to be keeping all of your work. All right, so you're free to come back here and do Ctrl S to save. Go to browse and then go to desktop, and then you're going to find your folder there. Okay, so here is your folder. Double click, then you can just put in your name, maybe your reg number if you want, but I think your name and the question number is very okay, number 1, and then you save. Okay, so from here you're free to keep typing your work. We have agreement form. Okay, so remember that you've been told the font to use. Okay, but so let's just do this. Bookman Old Style, and the size is 15, and then you're free to type any other thing that you want to type. So let's change this. Bookman Old Style. Bookman Old Style. Okay, so you're free to keep typing the rest of the work. So let's use the sample because largely everything is the same apart from the areas that we need to maybe add the company's name. Okay, so it says this agreement as an apprentice under. Okay, so you just quickly start typing that. Apprentice under, so you put in your company name. Okay, so whatever company name that you feel like to include here. In case you can't find it here, you just need to change this to 15. Okay, you type it in. All right, and then you can centralize it. Okay, so instead of wasting your time to do all of the formatting now, it is very important for you to do the typing. When you're done with the typing, you can come back and format. Okay, that way I'm sure you're going to be quite fast. Meanwhile, there's something I need to mention as per this very area, because I'm going to quickly type this and you may not see me do the typing here. As per these lines, I am going to use I'm going to hold my shift key down and press the underscore. That is what I'm going to use. You're free to use this if you want, but it doesn't really look good. Okay, so this is better. This is better. Okay, then nextly, the other thing I need to mention is this. In case you need to rule a line and you're here, okay, and you want to stop the line here, I'm referring to this very part, this part where you need to rule a line, okay, and move on to the next line. Okay, so when you are there and you press enter, Microsoft Word would assume that you're trying to create a straight line across. Okay, so in order to go back to the way it was, you just do your Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z means undo, or you could press that one here. So let me redo, and then I can undo. Okay, so that way the cursor gets to jump down to the next line without Microsoft Word drawing the line for you, and then you can continue whatever you want to type. So I am going to pause this video, type, and then we'll continue. Okay, so I'm done typing, and this is what we have. So let me just scroll through so that you look at it. And okay, so there is no problem if it exceeds a page. Okay, there's no issue at all because it is not in any violation of the instructions. Okay, so here we now need to do the formatting that is required. Okay, so you can check the question here. You can use this as a sample to quickly tell you what you need to do, aligning yourself with the changes stipulated in the instruction here. So I'm just going to look at this image and make the changes that I need to make. This is uppercase, so I need to make it bold. Okay, apart from that, what else do I need to do? Between needs to be uppercase as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to follow that some between. Okay, so if you notice here, I just did it in lowercase. So there is a shortcut that you can use to change this to uppercase. Shift F3 will change this. So this is lowercase, capitalized, uppercase. Okay, lowercase, capitalized, uppercase, and then you can do your Ctrl B to make it bold. So let's go back again and see what else. So I don't think these ones are very important. Okay, like to make this uppercase because it's a off, so this should actually be lowercase if you ask me. Okay, so let me change this to lowercase. Okay, sorry, we skipped this director. Director is uppercase. Okay, so we need to select this one, the same shift F3 uppercase and Ctrl B to make it bold. Okay, what else do we need to change? And we probably need to do the same thing with and. Okay, shift F3 twice, Ctrl B. Apprentice needs to also be bolded and in uppercase. Apprentice, which is this one, bolded, shift F3 twice to make it uppercase. Okay, what else do we need to change? Now it is hereby. Okay, so we need to also emphasize that one as well. So we need to emphasize that one as well. Hereby agreed to uppercase, bold. Okay, now it is hereby agreed. Now it is hereby agreed. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, so this part they mentioned in the question that it must be in bullets. Okay, so you can choose any bullet of your choice. It is not compulsory that you must choose this particular bullet here. Okay, so where do we get the bullets? You come here, you see it, bullets, and then you get to choose the bullet of your choice. I think this one is the one that they used in the question, so you must not choose this one. You can use any bullet of your choice. You're free to use. Okay, let's go back to the question. In witness, okay, so in witness is bolded. Okay, so I don't think these bolds are really compulsory. Okay, they are not really compulsory, but I like to follow the format that has been given. Okay, so that way it's a lot easier for me. Okay, so but then the style is just to choose. Okay, so what else do we need to change? Now from the way I typed this, you would notice that this one jumped up onto the next line. So what do I need to do? I need to take this out a bit, yeah, and then it's going to align. Okay, what else do I need to do? Everything looks good here. Everything looks good here. So you're free to tweak this later a bit. Okay, the only compulsory things are these conditions. Okay, there must be in bullet points the company names, but the rest of the things you can tweak it a bit. You can tweak it a bit to make it look a little more original. But if you produce it the same way that we are, there's nothing wrong with it at all, because it will not be exactly the same with that of the next person. Okay, all right, so what else do we need to change? Signed, sealed, delivered, and then partners rep. Signed, sealed, deliver, I think it's equal in uppercase, right? Is it? Let me be sure. Yes, it is still in uppercase. And then partners rep, bolded, uppercase twice. Okay, so remember I'm using shift F3 to toggle it between lowercase, capitalize, and uppercase. Okay, all right, what else do we need to do? The director, okay, yeah, so the instruction says that the director must be by the right hand side. Okay, if you check, you would see it clearly. Where is it again? Aha. Provide a space for the director to sign on the next paragraph towards the right margin as shown. Okay, so you need to move these to the right. So how do we do that? Select the two of them. I can press here and then use my tab key to move it towards the center. So the same thing also should happen for the trainee, because it is also part of the instruction. That is number 7 here. Provide a space for the trainee to sign on the next paragraph towards the right margin as shown in figure 1 as well. So we come back here, we do the same thing, but meanwhile let's see if there's anything we need to make bold here. Okay, from the question, Okay, so we need to make a number of things bold in the presence of, so all of these will be bolded apart from this by within name. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So let's do it one by one because of the lines. Okay, I don't want the line to be bolded because it doesn't really make sense. Okay, so let's just pick them up one by one and make them bold. Okay, so let's see. Is that all? Occupation, then science you delivered, uppercase, and then partners rep, bold and uppercase. Remember, I am using shift F3 to move between uppercase, lowercase, and capitalize. Okay. What else we need to change? Okay, so this is also bolded. Okay, so remember that this trainer, is it trainer or trainee? Trainee, sorry. So this trainee, let's see, it is in uppercase, so let me make it uppercase and then make it bold, and then just like we did the previous one, I'm going to align everything, and then I'm going to move this by pressing my backspace. Okay, remember I dropped the cursor in front of it and press the backspace to move it, and then I'll use my tab key to shift it around the center, which is okay here. So that's the same thing we did here. So I think this director is equally bolded and in uppercase. Yeah. Okay, so let's bold it and change it to uppercase. All right, so what else do we need to change? Let's go back to the question. In the presence of, okay, so the same thing, so we need to make all of these bold as well. Okay, however, this ones that we're making bold is not a requirement as per the instruction, so I'm just trying to make it look like the sample, okay, I was given. All right, so that looks like everything that we need to do here. So let's go back again to double check if everything is okay as per the instruction, witness, signature, and all of that has been done. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to insert the watermark showing our index number. Yes, I need to mention this. Please, as you're working progressively, remember to do your Control S. You work progressively, do your Control S, because just in case if anything happens to your computer, so that you don't get to start all over again. Okay, so in order to add the watermark, we need to go to design. Under design, you will see watermark there. You click on that and then choose custom watermark. Okay, when you do that, you get to use text because you are asked to use your index number. Okay, so this is the text here. You type your index number. Okay, remember you must type your index number correctly, because if you type someone else's index number here, your result may be withheld. Okay, and then you leave it at semi-transparent so that we can still see the text here. You can choose whatever style you want, it diagonal, you want it horizontal. Okay, you can leave any of them that you want, and then you can apply to see what it will look like. You see, and then you can close now. Okay, you can close. So once you do this, it is going to touch down to all the pages. Yeah, so you have your reg number there. Okay, all right. Okay, so what else will say? Save your work with your index number in the folder created. Okay. So this very part is the part that we didn't do correctly. So you have to save your file with your index number. Okay, with your index number, not your name, as per the instruction. Meanwhile, I don't think that would really matter, because you are not going to send any evidence like to show what name you saved your file with. The evidence that you're going to send would be the printout that you're going to have. Okay, let me see, what else do we need to do? We can maybe tweak this a little bit, take this up a bit and look at it this way. So I think it's fine. You do not need to include your name or your number in the header or the footer. Yes, because your number is already showing here. Okay, your number is already showing here. So apart from that, I think we're good to go. Okay, so let me adjust this a bit. Let me adjust this a bit. Let me adjust this a bit. What else do we need to adjust so that our work will look fine? This one as well, because it went down because I adjusted this header width there. Okay, what else do we need to do? So everything looks okay. Everything looks okay. So at this point you can print your work. So we need to move this trainee down a little bit. Okay, except we want to adjust this this footer in order to allow the trainee to come up. Okay, so this way I think it looks very fine. You can go ahead to print your work, and you're done with this part of the question. Okay, so let me know if you have any comments, any questions, anything you have any concerns. Please let me know. So here I used my company name, so take note of that. Okay, Dreammore Code Elite. Okay, so if you have any questions, any concerns, please do well to so I need to equally adjust here. So each time you make a change, please go back again to check your work before you do your final printing. It is very, very important. Okay, before you do your final printing, it's very, very important. Okay, so please do well to share, do well to like, do well to subscribe, so that when next I drop a video, you will be the first to know. Okay, thank you. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.